Welcome back to Forza Horizon 4. It is another week in the lovely United Kingdom. Last week, we drove around in this thing, the Toyota Celica, an amazing little rally car. If you missed that video, I will link to it down below. But today, we have something I would say even cooler than this. This is what we're gonna unlock today, the Ford Racing Puma. A super rare car. Ah, Carol. Anyways, that's what we're gonna go into. Unlock a super cool car. I think this thing is gonna have some crazy potential. Anyways, real quick before we do go and jump into that, oh yes! One of my personal favorites, the RTR Mustang, let's go! That is an incredible car. I would highly suggest you pick that thing up. Anyways, let's go and unlock our Ford Racing Puma. There we go. A solid 10 minutes later. Thank you to my favorite cool cat. Let's go. The Ford Racing Puma from 1999. A little front wheel drive car with some honestly pretty solid stats, actually. It's only got 150 horsepower, which isn't very much, but it only weighs 2,500 pounds. Anyways, I've got a couple of different build ideas in mind for this car. However, before we get to any of those, why don't we drive this thing bone stock and see what it's all about? Real quick though, before we do that, check out those fenders. This is like wide body. This thing is so aggressive. No test drive for the Ford Racing Puma. I'm gonna chuck this thing into its element. Where is a Tesco's parking lot? We're not really that good bone stock. We're like the middle of C-class, so I'm not expecting anything crazy. However, here are some fun facts about the Ford Racing Puma. I absolutely love this car for one reason. You know, when you go buy a new car, you're given a couple of options for a couple of different colors. Well, the Ford Racing Puma, no. This blue, only blue, nothing else. If you don't like blue, this is not the car for you. Anyways, for those of you who don't know the story of the Ford Racing Puma, essentially what these things are is tuned up Ford Pumas. They're wider, they're more powerful, I think they're a little bit lighter, and way more rare. Way back in the day, they actually planned to build 1,000 of these things, 500 for the UK, 500 for Germany. Ford did so well with them, in fact, they ended up making 500 of them. All for the UK market. And they were so popular in the UK, actually, they actually sold 250 of them. Yeah, nobody really bought them. However, if you did, oh, you're a lucky person because it is amazing. I'm not doing a very good job of showcasing that right now as I'm in 7th. It's not so much about like the raw stats of this car or anything like that. It's just that at the end of the day, the Ford Racing Puma is just a really cool car and super rare. I don't know if it's just me though, but there's something about like the design of this car that I love. I just find it cool. I couldn't put my finger on what it is, but it's just cool. Why don't we go and make the Ford Racing Puma into a good car and see how fast we can make it? Like I said, I have 2 builds I want to do. One of the builds I want to do is to kind of do what this car never did. I want to take this car rally racing. And the other build that I want to do is I want to turn this thing into a race car. This isn't solely a rally car. We could also make it into a pretty cool race car. I think we'll decide which direction we go based off what engines we have. So we've got our stock engine in here, obviously. I don't think it's going to be able to build that much horsepower, but we'll see. We've got a straight 4 turbo rally engine with all the pops and crackles. I like it. And a 2-liter straight 4 turbo. Oh, that's a Ford Escort Cosworth engine swap. Okay. You know what? I'm going to keep our stock engine in, and I'm going to turn this into a race car. No way. We've got body mods. We've got crash bars, rear wing. We've got... What is that? One thing that bothers me about this car, you've got these huge wheel arches, and you decided to fill them up with no tire. We've got to fix that. Jeez. That is insane how wide we can make them. Okay. Anyways, this is front wheel drive, so let's up those front tire widths a tiny little bit. This thing's actually going to struggle a little bit because the widest tires, 225, that's not going to be super good. Yo, can we get drift suspension on this? There's rally suspension. Yo, drift suspension. That fitment looks amazing. Build number 1 completed. 500 horsepower nearly. 2,200 pounds. We're front wheel drive. I think this is going to be a super fun car to drive around in. All right, so no advanced painting options for the guy. Manufacturer colors. You've got one option. That's really cool. Oh. Maybe they should have given us other colors. Somebody just put in Twitch chat, all you've done is race every Karen's daily driver. Yo, if Karen drives this car, Karen is doing pretty okay. And now we've got a 500 horsepower Puma engine. Yeah, that's front wheel drive burnouts for you. It's so grippy. He says as he's sliding it through the corner. It is definitely understeer central. We gotta go do a race. Where do I want to take it? I mean, in my mind, it'll do better at stuff with straight lines because I won't understeer into every corner. Somebody's like, it looks like a riced up teenager's car. I don't know. Maybe that's like... I love it. I could have made it so much better to drive by making it rear wheel drive or all wheel drive, but it would lose that like emotion, that character. It's like, it's silly. Put 500 horsepower into a front wheel drive car, they said. It would be fun, they said. They would be right. It is. Gaining on the other fast Fords. Let's go, using all the slipstream. Yeah, it's definitely much better in a straight line. Watch out for the roly-poly Jeep. Jeez, man. Is it gonna win you many races? In this format? Probably not. Is it fun to drive, though? Yes. Very much yes. I think, honestly, maybe if you did an engine swap, swapped on some all-wheel drive and kept it in A-class, you could actually build something pretty quick there. Let's go back to the festival. Build number 2. This is gonna be the fun one. This is gonna be the very, very chuck into a corner and drift it sideways. If we're gonna be turning this into a rally car, we want a rally engine. Twitch chat, I will let you decide. Should we make it sound like we're popping popcorn everywhere we go? Or do we swap in maybe a more accurate Ford Escort engine? Twitch chat is asking for the popcorn. We want the all-wheel drive crash bar. Thank you very much. The weird rear wing. Let's go for that. Let's go for the mud flaps as well. And the rally lights.
Hi.
We need some good old-fashioned rally tires as well. Those stats are looking insane. This is going to be S-Class for sure. We're lifting it up nearly an additional inch. It looks like a monster truck. After all of our upgrades, yo, we're S2 class? No way. This is going to be scary fast. We've got 660 horsepower, but we weigh like nothing. We've got a little 2-liter engine. How cool does it look, though? Yo, my pops and crackles aren't as loud as they were before. I take that back. Jack's saying check the boost on the engine. All right, boost. Watch that number. For the majority of cars, you're running maybe like 15 pounds of boost. Jeez. 70 pounds of boost. Oh, man. That is the world's strongest turbo. Yo, Jack was right. This is no longer the Ford Racing Puma. This is a quick boy now. All right, I gotta go and take this to an off-road race. Where do I want to go? Time for redemption. Let's go, Ford Racing Puma. We got this. Snow tires and all. If we can avoid the walls and stuff, we should be okay. Yeah, instantly better. Put the Canadian in snow, they said, and you've got yourself an easy dub. Would you look at us go? Oh, it's a slidey, very slidey boy. All of that grip that I was talking about before is just, it's gone. Honestly, I think this car would actually have been really competitive if you could toss on bigger tires to it. Right now in its current configuration, I don't think it's gonna be that great. Maybe for like A-class racing, maybe B-class racing, but even that's a bit of a stretch. Send it. What an overtake. Ford Racing Puma up to P1. Those rally lights are doing well at intimidating the competition. Little do they know, I actually can't drive. Clearly. I'm starting to think the Ford Racing Puma just wants to be a drift car. That's what's happening now. I'm not even on any sort of like drift suspension. I tried to tune the suspension and the entire car for grip. And this is what it's doing. That actually gives me an idea. Because this car is so slidey, could it help me with something I still haven't been able to do? We've done the Ford Racing Puma proud. What a car. It may not be like the most like drivable thing out there, and probably won't win you too many races like I was saying, but it is fun. As I was saying, this game's been out for 1.5 years now, and there is something that I still haven't done. Drifting. I do a lot of drifting, and I get some pretty decent scores, except for on these. I still haven't gotten 3 stars on some of these off-road drift zones, and if this car is gonna be super, super drifty, then hey, why don't I give it a go and see what's possible? I don't expect it to do super well, but we'll see. 70,000 points is the goal. Come on. So the reason these are so difficult is because you've literally got to be in the middle of the road at basically the entire time that you're drifting if you actually want to get points. However, for a car that was built for racing, it's not doing too bad. Come on. Is that good? Yeah, new personal best. Yeah, Ford Racing Puma coming in clutch. Oh, what a little car. Ford Racing Puma, I know you might not be everybody's cup of tea, but I find this thing so much fun. I would seriously urge you guys to give it a go, because at the end of the day, it might not be crazy fast or crazy good at necessarily anything, except for putting a smile on your face. This thing is super fun.